Today's mail time. We're gonna open this box. Custom Trackmasters. Okay. I like how it sounds. Remote control James, Thomas, and Percy. Here's James, Thomas, and Percy. Seller's description for parts only. Seller's description: the remote works and the engine blinks. Engine light blinks, but I cannot. I want to tell you that it's not gonna blink anything anywhere. It does have battery corrosion. This needs to be replaced or nickel plated. Remote works. Decals, decent condition for the age. Wow, definitely need to be replaced. That is a major problem. Wires are burnt. We still have a good product. We have the coupling, which is good. And I have a full box of spare parts, so we can find a lot from here. I mean, we have power on this model. Look, the light's gonna blink. Yeah, there's power going through the model to the model. So that means we need to dismantle and do a little spin on this motor. There's a lot of screws and parts coming out of the model. Now here's the thing, you need to disassemble or remove the screws on this gearbox and give to the motor a little spin, give a little help. If you're in the middle of trying to fix and repair this sort of models, I do not recommend you unless you have experience. It does take experience to assemble everything. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the remote on and give to this motor a spin. I think you can see it is working. Now you need to continue, give a lot of spin, because this one took me off camera and I had to give a little spin because the filaments or the contacts inside the motor are dusty and they need to be a little friction so they can make a contact inside the inside the motor. And what I'm going to use from the old model, the original model that came with the remote, is I'm going to use these rubber bands because the one I have does not has. Motor assemble, and it works. Replacement rubber rings, another test. Good. Let me tell you, this was supposed to be a flip face Thomas that you can see the slabs or the hole for the levers. So Thomas works great. Unfortunately, this wasn't no good, but we used the rings and we still have used a lot of parts from this model, like the coupling. The wires are no longer good, and we have the top, bottom, wheels, and everything. Maybe the motor. The thing we got to do now is do some cleaning and touch up on this model. Check the link in the description. CustomTrackmasters.com. For the next model, James, remote control James, according to the seller, the light works. That means it needs a little spin. There is power to the engine, turn on off the remote. It is working. Now the problem with this model also, there is power going to the engine. The problem is there is heavy corrosion, and look at the decals. Decals are very corroded. We definitely need to replace this battery terminals or find another tender. Now I found some remote control jams. This one has the coupling, it's broken, see. So what we are going to do is we're gonna swap the tenders, because this is a good coupling. Decals are very old, and also look at the corrosion. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do now. And of course works. Yeah, that's good. And yes, I do have the remote for the other jams, but unfortunately most of these have a lot of battery corrosion. So which easy fix is going to be just swap the tenders. After a little inspection, you know what, I am not going to be able to swap the tender. What I'm going to do is just get this rubber coupling and put it on these jams, because these wires, on my experience, they are burnt. You cannot use these wires. Heavy corrosion. You just grab it violent like that. Right, let's get the coupling out. They are black and burned wires. That's the reason you should never use or fix this. You need to put the new wires on these models. Anyways, we have the coupling. Alright, the problem has been fixed. We have a good tender. We need to put new decals, but look, we have a good model, and we have the good coupling for this engine. Of course, needs some cleaning. Alright, we have done with this model, and is ready to hit the stores. Of course, needs some cleaning. That will be done off camera. Anyways, we need to continue with the next model. According to the seller, the remote works. So that's good. And it says that Percy cannot connect to the remote. Now, I can tell there is some corrosion. Now, if we have power from the batteries, as I told you before, this light should blink when you remove it. And it does not connect at all. But here's the problem. The problems I don't like is you could replace the battery terminals. They are corroded. And of course, at the beginning of the video, you saw Thomas. You need to dismantle this thing and do a spin on this motor. So you need to make it spin to make it work. But to make it easy, I have a few remote control Percys, and I'm gonna find which one of these are good. Alright, I found a good model. It's 30, and the coupler is broken, also from the original model. And look, it works. The only problem is it's missing the rubber rings. I always remove the rubber rings for spare parts, since the remote didn't work back in the days. But we can get the rings. Look at this one. These are very good. Also, I'm going to put some rubber couplings made with my laser machine, the X-Tool M1. Yeah, I put the rubber rings or the tires on this model. Now we need the coupling. I found the rubber couplings. This I made myself with the X-Tool M1, and I put 2 on this RC Percy. Look, flexible, strong. I recommend you, if you're buying this from my website, customtrackmasters.com, put 2 of these couplings. It's flexible, strong, good. Of course, you don't have to force it. Now they just need some cleaning, some touch up, and maybe some decals, and good to go to my store, customtrackmasters.com, link in the description. And don't forget to subscribe.